Tony, it's always good to see you. Thanks for being with us.
It's always great to be here. Thank you.
Well, first off, before we dive into travel scams, we have to talk about your travel experience just recently. You traveled to Africa.
Yeah, to Tanzania. I mean, you think of Africa and then start looking and there's actual countries in Africa. It's a continent,
Yeah.
So to Tanzania, right below the equator on safari, and it was a trip of a lifetime.
So what stands out from that whole experience, and maybe this is the hardest question you'll have to answer in this interview, what is the memory that stands out now that it's
really probably
happened?
two things, just all the animals everywhere, the wildebeest, the zebras, there's thousands and thousands of all kinds of animals, but also the people.
Yeah.
We were talking about it afterwards. The people are so nice. I never met a single person that I didn't feel like was nice at all. They were so great the whole trip.
And grateful, I'm sure, that people were coming to see their beautiful land.
For sure, yeah, they were. But the first couple of days you're like, oh, there's a zebra, there's a wildebeest. Let me stop and take a picture. And like day 3, you go, oh, it's just wildebeest and zebras. Keep going.
I've seen a gazillion of them.
Let's go find something else. So.
Well, that is certainly a bucket list trip for sure.
It is.
Thanks for sharing about that. Let's talk about, though, this time of year, people are booking those vacations, and scammers are always looking for ways to ruin your vacation. So first off, let's talk about the different types of travel scams that are out there, because there are several.
Yeah. I mean, it's airlines, it's hotels, it's Airbnbs, it's, whatever you can imagine that you might want to do. There are scammers out there trying to take advantage of that with fake websites or, whatever they can come up with to detach you from your money and your personal information.
That's always the two things they want: money and information.
Yeah,
They're
they really
always
want
gonna-
your money.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll use your information to get to it, but they really want your money.
Right. Let's break down a few of these, and let's start out with the vacation rental scam.
Mm-hmm.
How does this work?
Yeah, so you go online, you're looking for maybe a house or something to stay in, and you think you found a great deal, and that's a red flag. If you found a deal that's just too good to be true, that's a really good red flag to look at. But you just got to do your due diligence. You've got to talk to the people that own the property. If you're not going through one of the major services that rent out houses, and even there, they can have some fake ones listed on those sites. So, man, just, it's your money. I would say this: it's your money. Protect it.
Right.
Protect your credit cards. Protect that information, and ask questions, and look on Google Maps, and do everything you can to confirm that what you're being told is the truth. Unfortunately, we used to be able to take people at their word, and now it's almost, I feel like you've got to see if they're telling you the truth before you can believe them.
Yes, and not one pass through verifying, a second, a third. So yeah, they're vacation rentals. They're free vacation scams. I think anytime you see free, that should be a red flag, right?
It should be, right? Because nothing's going to be free. I mean, what do they want? They want to, maybe they want to get you there to try to sell you a timeshare, or it's 2 days, 3 days, 2 nights, whatever, and it's free, or it's $179 or something like that. And it's, again, who are you giving your information to? Who are you giving your credit card information to? Or, God forbid, your banking information, which you should never do. Nothing's free. There's something somewhere, some way.
You're going to have to pay up somehow for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Third-party booking scams, hotel scams, timeshare scams. Truly, they have blanketed the travel market. So what do I do? Say I fall for one of these vacation rental scams and I am scammed.
Yeah.
What's my recourse?
Well, that depends on how you paid for it. If you paid for it with a credit card, which is always your best option, then you have a shot at getting your money back. If there was no property there was no house there, maybe it wasn't even your house to rent. You show up and you're at somebody's house and they go, I don't know what you're talking about. My house isn't for rent. I live here. That happens. So if you pay with a credit card, you have a shot at getting it back. If you've paid with wire transfer or through a cash app or something like that, your odds are not good. So, I would say to anybody, only pay what you can afford to lose. And if you can't afford to lose it, don't do it.
Good piece of advice right there. Should we go then, if we're planning a trip, and you are wanting to use one of these third-party booking opportunities, go with the tried and true, well-known ones, not just one that maybe pops up on your social media feed. What's your piece of advice when it comes to is it best to stick with the known that's out there and has been trusted, or should you try something that's just popped up?
I mean, for me, it's absolutely best to stick with somebody that's tried and true, that the name you've heard, and watch the spelling. You know, they may misspell the name with one letter that's different, or put two S's in a name instead of one, so you don't recognize it as you're reading through it quickly. But definitely go with tried and true sites. And I know that's hard for other sites to come on and get in the industry, but man, you got to protect your money.
You're the one who earns it. You're the one who needs to keep it in your pocket for sure.
Right.
So obviously, people need to be aware. They need to ask questions. They need to check and double check, and then go on that vacation, have a good time, just like you did in Africa, right?
Yeah, they just slow down a little bit and do the checks they need to do, and don't get in a hurry, and don't feel pressure, and don't feel pressured when they say, hey, we need to know something on this house because we've got two other people that are, maybe looking at it this afternoon. So they'll try to pressure you sometimes if it's a true scammer.
Yeah, that's a good point you make, is that pressure campaign of it has to be done now, and I need your information now.
Yeah.
Use that as see that as a red flag for sure. Any other things that you want to share so we are prepared for vacation season?
I think we about covered it.
Yeah, I think we did too. Well, let's go on vacation then. All right.
Let's do it.
Tony, as always, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks. Glad to be here.